I wish we could practice more these techniques.
Yeah, I agree.
I know that they said we're going to, but in our other classes, but I feel like now is good.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Chelsea.
Welcome. So I know we've been talking a while since you've been coming to therapy and about this problem you've been having. Have things been progressing? Do you want to kind of pick up where we left off? I know you've been talking to me about you've had a really hard time with spending too much money and it's starting to become an issue in your marriage.
Yeah. So I will say that I didn't buy anything for myself this week. This is a big progress. I do have a new baby puppy, so I've kind of bought stuff for her. And it's so sad. You might hear it in the background because I have to put it over there. But I bought her little outfits, and I buy her all kinds of treats. And my husband's pretty upset because, I told him, I was like, I do what you want. I stopped spending money myself. But now he was like, oh, now you're spending money like that we don't have because you don't have a job, like now on the dog. So he's pretty upset about that now.
When he gets upset, how does he express his upsetness to you?
He's very direct. He's very practical. He's like, look, we don't have the money. And if you don't stop spending it, we're not going to be able to pay for rent or pay for the nice car you drive, or my truck. He's very practical, and so he shows me evidence. But it's just so hard now with the extra time of not having a job, and I just want to go do something.
So you feel like you want to spend your extra time shopping and buying things for your new dog and all those types of things. What can you give me a little bit of insight? How was finances growing up? Did your dad work and your mom stay at home? Were you was it one of those? How was the situation?
My mom worked mostly. My dad got retired. He retired early, and so he was always around. We didn't really buy a lot of stuff. Only when we had our income taxes is when we bought a ton of stuff, but we didn't have much.
So you say your mom was, for a period of time, the breadwinner, and your dad was retired, and so it was kind of the opposite situation that you're in. Tell me about so when your dad was at home and he was retired, what did he do with his time?
He cooked, he cleaned, he took me out on walks, he just kept the house pretty much, hung out with his friends. He's very homebody, so watch TV, stay at home.
And you say you guys lived fairly within your means, just when it was tax time, it was time to splurge and really buy everything you guys wanted to buy all year long.
Yeah, because we were on a budget, and we only had enough money for food. We were really poor, so we only had enough, and sometimes we didn't even have money for food. So we'd get credit at the corner store, and we'd always have food in the house. So that's kind of one thing. Some of the stuff, but yeah, that's when we kind of or Christmas time, we'd go to Toys R Us and get to choose one toy. So that's it was just so exciting, this build up.
So it sounds like now that you're an adult and you're in a marriage where you're more financially secure, you kind of want to make up for lost time and buy things you never really thought you could buy before growing up, or things you couldn't have before. You couldn't just go out and maybe buy your dog an outfit or all kinds of treats. So it's fun for you now because you're afforded the opportunity.
Yeah, why not? Growing up, I couldn't afford it. Now I can afford anything. I'm like, why not buy it? There's credit cards. I'll pay back.
So you say there's credit cards and you'll pay it back, but then on the other hand, you have a husband who is the sole moneymaker of the family because you're not working. How do you feel as though you're going to pay it back if you have your husband getting frustrated that you keep spending the money and really telling you if you keep spending money, we're not going to have any money to eat, pretty much?
Well, I don't know. Get a job. I guess I need to get a job.
So something I want to try with you. It's a technique in Adlerian theory. It's called acting as if. I want you to kind of think about behaviors, maybe, that you can come up with in order to change your spending habits, or maybe make them better progressively instead of quitting cold turkey spending. Maybe just come up with 3 behaviors that you might be able to, that seem realistic to you, that you could actually do in order to change your spending habits. So if you want to think about it for a couple seconds, or maybe anything that quickly comes to mind.
Like maybe having a budget, like for the next month that I could spend, instead of saying you can't spend anything and then on yourself, and then I go spend it on something else. So maybe like, you have $100 for the week or for the month, I don't know, and say like you can spend it on anything you want, but that's all you have. I think that would be something cool.
So it sounds like being given an option instead of just being told cold turkey, you can't spend anything on yourself. Being given some sort of an option, like, okay, this is what you're allotted, would make it easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe finding a different hobby, like to occupy my time. In the meantime, that I don't have a job, so volunteering. Could be something that I could occupy my time.
So redirecting your focus, finding something else, because you keep saying finding a different hobby. Like shopping was your hobby. I think you mentioned at the beginning, something you like to do. So maybe refocusing your energy on a different kind of hobby to take away from that one. Okay. And you say volunteering is something that interests you?
Yes, I like to volunteer.
Okay.
And probably just getting out of the house and maybe going to the library and looking for a job, or going like to a center, like, you know, just to try to find a job as well, and being really persistent. So then I would, because when I'm here in the house, I just think of like all the things we'll need. Like I need to go buy this, or I need to do that, and or the puppy needs a new toy or something. So getting out of the house would help.
So it sounds like just the mere act of being inside all day just kind of makes you obsessed with what you need and what you don't need and what else you can buy. So even if just getting out of the house, maybe doing anything, getting a job, you said, or trying to find another job. Are you not working because you can't work? Are you not working because that's part of the contract that you and your husband had?
I'm not working because I'm going to school, but you know, I have less classes now, so I can work
and earn your own spending money.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said the first option you said was to maybe have a budget, right? Given a certain amount of money that you can spend a month or a week instead of just saying you can't spend anything. And then the second option you said was to maybe find a new hobby, maybe volunteer. You said volunteering really interests you. And then the third option you said maybe just getting out of the house in general. Anything to get out of the house, maybe to go find a new job, to have your own spending money, that kind of thing. I want you to start with the first one, having a budget. How confident do you feel in that would actually work for you? If your husband sat you down and said, Amy, I'm going to give you $100 a week budget, how confident do you feel that would actually help you stop spending a lot of money?
7 out of 10.
Okay, so pretty confident. Okay. What is it about having the budget that would make you feel like you could actually really fix this problem?
I have some kind of power. I have power. I can't completely spend money.
Awesome. So then the second one, we'll go to the second one. You said finding a different hobby, maybe volunteering, would be a way that you could start to fix this problem. What is it, how confident do you feel that finding a different hobby would help you change this problem on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably like 8. I feel pretty confident that in the past that I've like just kind of dived into a volunteer experience or like doing the other things. Like it's helped me out a lot because I'm refocusing my attention. So I'm pretty confident that I can volunteer somewhere and they'd be okay with it.
So an 8 out of 10 is higher than a 7 out of 10 with actually having a budget. So you feel better maybe going and volunteering and actually becoming a part of your community and giving back to the community with a refocus of your energy would help you stop spending so much money.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And then the third one, you said just getting out of the house in general, maybe going to find another job. How confident do you feel that that would help you stop spending as much money as you're spending?
Probably like a 6.
A 6. Why only a 6?
I guess it just like finding a job is like gosh, it's so much work, and I don't know if I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I'm there yet to do it, but I'm somewhat confident. I feel like I'm more confident in the other two than
You feel hesitant getting a job at this point yet?
yeah, just because of school and stuff. I'm just a little making sure I don't want to overwhelm myself.
Okay, so let's go back to becoming a volunteer. Maybe going out and getting a new hobby because you said that was the one you felt the most confident in doing. So how do you feel about, before we come back for our next session, maybe just kind of exploring your options for volunteering and seeing what's out there, anything that interests you, what kind of, how does it make you feel thinking about becoming a volunteer?
I think I feel purposeful.
Okay.
So, very purposeful for me.
So would you feel confident about going out and actually putting that to work between now and our next session and
yes,
seeing what's out there? And
yeah, I have a few things in mind.
Awesome. So then the next time we speak, we'll talk about your exploration of becoming a new volunteer in your new hobby and see how that's helped out with your spending, if it's changed anything, and if you don't feel like that's really working, then we'll come up with a new kind of solution and we'll see where we can go from there.
Okay.
How does that sound to you?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy.